In part by Inked Playmats at inkedplaymats.com, your place for custom-made playmats. Design your own or shop from other featured designers. Use promo code KLOTZ to save 10% on your order. Inked Playmats, your game, your style. To do on their website, and come join us for a fun, friendly F&M environment. Hello everybody, this is Kevin from KlotzProductions, and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering gameplay. For this match, we have Scott playing blue-black control, and he's going up against Nick with blue-white Delver. Scott started on the play with the Drowned Catacomb, and then Nick went to 18 to cast a Gitaxian Probe and look at Scott's hand. Then after drawing his card, he laid down a Seachrome Coast and cast the Delver of Secrets. Scott laid down a Swamp and killed the Delver with a Doom Blade, and then Nick laid down an Island and passed his turn. Both Scott and Nick played Land Go for their next turn, and then Scott put a Nephalia Drownyard into play. Nick then played another Delver of Secrets, and at the end of his turn, Scott used to think twice to draw another card. He played Land Go again on his turn, and then Nick attacked with his Delver, taking Scott to 19. In post-combat, he cast a Sword of War and Peace, however Scott countered it with a Mana Leak. He flashed back his Think Twice at the end of the turn, and then on his turn, he put a Ratchet Bomb into play. However, during Nick's next upkeep, he used a Divine Offering to destroy the Ratchet Bomb. So in response, Scott sacrificed it so he wouldn't gain any life. Nick's Delver trigger revealed a Gitaxian Probe on the top of his library, transforming the Delver into an Insectile Aberration. Then Scott used a Tribute to Hunger to make Nick sacrifice the Aberration and gain 2 life, going back to 21. Nick paid 2 life, going to 16 to cast the Gitaxian Probe. He then played a Glacial Fortress and put a Geist of St. Traft into play. Scott put a Darkslick Shores into play tapped on his next turn and then killed the Geist with the Black Sun Zenith. Then Nick played a Dungeon Geists. Scott played Land Go for his next turn, and then Nick attacked with his Geist, taking Scott to 18. At the end of the turn, Scott milled himself with his Nephalia Drownyard, and then used to Think Twice out of his graveyard to draw another card. He simply passed on his next turn, and Nick played a Ponder on his turn and chose to shuffle the cards away. He then attacked with his Dungeon Geists again, however Scott killed it this time with a Doom Blade. Then at the end of the turn, Scott used his Drownyard to force Nick to mill 3 cards from his library. Scott played Land Go again, and then Nick cast a Snapcaster Mage on his turn, however Scott countered it with a Dissipate and removed it from the game. Then at the end of the turn, Scott milled Nick with his Drownyard again. Nick played another Delver of Secrets on his turn, and then Scott milled him again. Then on Scott's turn, he killed the Delver with another Black Sun Zenith. Nick played another Geist of St. Traft, and then Scott milled his library again. He then used yet another Black Sun Zenith to kill the Geist. Nick played another Delver on his turn, and Scott milled him again. Nick's Delver revealed a Mana Leak on the top of the library next turn, transforming it into an Insectile Aberration. However, Scott flashed in a Snapcaster Mage and gave his Tribute to Hunger flashback to kill the Aberration and went back up to 20 life. Scott milled Nick's library for another 3 cards at the end of the turn, and then played a second Nephalia Drownyard on his turn. He then attacked with his Snapcaster, however Nick killed it with a Gut Shot, going down to 14. Scott milled 6 cards off the top of Nick's library next turn. He then counted the rest of the cards in Nick's library, and he only had 2 turns left until he was going to lose from milling out anyway, so Nick went ahead and scooped it up, giving Scott the win and taking them to Game 2. So that's it for this gameplay. I hope you all enjoyed it. You can find the full version in the annotations at the end, along with links to my vlog and my Let's Play Duels of the Planeswalkers 2012. If you like this or any other video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and add it to your favorites, then subscribe to be notified when more videos are online.